Hello and welcome to this special from Mumbai on the COVID situation in Maharashtra and especially in the financial capital of India. Joining me on the show also my colleague Purva Chitnis, who will bring us all the latest on what's going on as far as protests and other parts of Maharashtra are concerned. But before we move on with the show, Maharashtra and especially Mumbai is now staring at a vaccine crisis or a vaccine shortage, as officials have told NDTV off the record. And also something that is now being echoed by the government ministers and the health minister of Maharashtra. Now we are at the Dadar beach and Maharashtra and Mumbai are already seeing lockdown-like restrictions. No one's allowed on the beach. And several stringent measures have been put in place to avoid crowds at promenades, at public places, and even on the beaches of Mumbai. But what's the largest challenge right now, according to the BMC, is the shortage of vaccines. The BMC wants to scale up vaccines, but top officials have told us off the record that in 48 hours or even earlier, the city and the state might run out of the doses that they require. The BMC has also written to the Center for door-to-door vaccination, something for which they await permission. But as cases continue to spike in the financial capital, Maharashtra and Mumbai are staring at a vaccine shortage. Unbelievable, many would say. And here's what Maharashtra's Health Minister Rajesh Tope had to say on the issue.
वॅक्सिनेशन सेंटर्सला लस नाही म्हणून बंद ठेवावं लागतंय. लोक तिथे येत आहेत आणि आमच्या हेल्थ वर्कर्सला आणि हेल्थ कर्मचाऱ्यांना सांगावं लागतं की बाबा लस आली नाही, तू घरी जा, असं सांगण्याची पाळी अनेक राज्याच्या केंद्रांवर येते. या सर्व गोष्टीला लसीचा सप्लाय मी पहिल्या दिवशीपासून म्हणत होतो की लस सप्लाय आम्हाला लवकर करा आणि आमच्या गतीनं करा, जेणेकरून आम्हाला अधिक चांगल्या पद्धतीनं काम करता येईल. भारत सरकारचं कोवॅक्सिन त्यांनी का देऊ नये हा सुद्धा मी महत्त्वाचा भाग त्या ठिकाणी आग्रहपूर्वक मांडलेला आहे.
Well, joining us now on the show is Priyanka Chaturvedi, Rajya Sabha MP from the Shiv Sena, who's written to the Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan on the issue, pointing out that Maharashtra is staring at a vaccine shortage and something that could affect the state's battle against COVID as it tackles the second wave of the pandemic in the state. Now, Priyanka Chaturvedi joins us, and ma'am, the first question I have for you is, what kind of shortage are we looking at? How serious is it? By when are we expecting to run out of vaccine doses?
So, I'm sorry, you'll have to repeat your question because I couldn't hear the first half of your question. Can you hear me?
Priyanka Chaturvedi, if you can hear me, Sanket here. Can you confirm that there is a shortage of vaccine and that Maharashtra is going to run out of vaccine? Because, we spoke to the health minister of the country, Dr. Harshvardhan, and he says that there is a rolling stock. Every state has been given a list of what is their requirement and it will be fulfilled. There will never be a situation where a state will run out of vaccines.
That's actually an incorrect thing on the health minister's part to say. While as we speak, there was a response coming to ANI which said that, Maharashtra already has some 10 lakh vaccines in stock and 7.5 lakh in the pipeline. Now, let me just give you the basic maths behind this. I think, is my frame fine? I'll just give you basic maths behind this. Maharashtra is vaccinating over 5 lakh people, close to 5 lakh people a day. And now with, let's say, a 10 lakh stock, this is exactly what Maharashtra is saying. We will run out of vaccines in 2 days, and 2 days we will, because that's a stock which Government of India has just admitted. 7.5 lakh in the pipeline would mean another 1.5 day of stock. And here we are talking about ramping up the speed of our vaccination, bringing in more vaccination centers, roping in industries to be able to set up vaccination centers. On one hand, the health minister says, oh, there's no shortage of vaccine. And on the other hand, we have this kind of a response coming from the health ministry.
Ma'am, Saurabh here from Mumbai. Now, if I can ask you one question. Obviously, the BMC has been writing to the center for several other programs, for example, door-to-door vaccination. Now, could you tell us, have you received a response from the center on any of these requests by the civic body? Because Mumbai is the worst affected city and the war against COVID needs to be fought here first.
Absolutely, and that's the priority we are also seeking. Let's say that not on the basis of priority, but on the basis of the feedback coming from local governments, it becomes imperative that the government at the center, which is regulating the entire control of the vaccination drive as well as the vaccine availability to the state, would consider what the local governments are saying. And the BMC has categorically said there's a huge need to ramp up our exercise of vaccination. We are willing to go door to door. Of course, we need to understand that after vaccinating somebody, they need half an hour to 45 minutes to recuperate. BMC is being widely appreciated for the efficiency with which they are vaccinating people. Their jumbo centers are at the job. They're doing everything well within whatever the guidelines are set by the center. We are cooperating with the center. But we'd expect the same mutual respect in return. When the Chief Minister of Maharashtra has written to the Prime Minister of India, stating that we need 1.5 crore. Can you hear me?
Surya.
Call cut again.
Sir, call dropped again. Please connect.
Now, my point is, what is the solution forward? Because otherwise, we'll have one person's word against the other. If you can hear me, Ms. Chaturvedi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Sanket. I got confused. Now, what do I answer? The first question that was asked, which I did not complete, or do I answer your
Please carry on.
Because
Please carry on. You can complete the question that you were answering. Please carry on.
Yes. So my only point here is that the central government, considering that it's regulating the entire COVID vaccine response, will have to take a feedback from local governments. Local governments are suggesting that we do understand, and we have been doing this well within the guidelines and doing a very efficient job through our jumbo centers and vaccinating people. But we need to ramp up this drive further. We need to go door to door. We need to have these camps in bigger complexes. We haven't got a response from the government. And every time there's a question, we see the kind of response that comes from the health secretary. Last time also when the BMC chief had spoken about door to door, the response was that, listen, we cannot do a door-to-door. These are not responses. This is being uncooperative. Now, again, for a request for vaccinating people above 25 years of age, which the Chief Minister had written, and various other Chief Ministers from different states have written, what was the response yesterday? We can't give vaccine to those who want it. We will only give it to those who need it. I'm sorry, the need of the hour is everyone getting vaccinated. Mumbai is facing a high caseload. Maharashtra is facing a high caseload. We would want to ensure that maximum coverage is ensured. At least partial vaccination is done for most of our population, and we are ensuring that. So if we are ensuring that, then it is your responsibility, it is your job to ensure that we get enough number of vaccines. What we get is some 10 lakh you have in stock, you're sending in 17.5 lakh. That makes it roughly 3 or 4 days maximum that Maharashtra has in terms of vaccine stock.
Okay, Ms. Chaturvedi, many thanks for joining us right here and explaining your point of view. Of course, right now there seems to be a situation where it's one person's word against the other. But the point is that in this blame game, people should not suffer.
Sanket, I'd just like to mention.
Sure, please.
The state government has totally, keeping our politics aside, political differences aside, gone by whatever the Prime Minister has spoken. And there have been times when Chief Minister has given his feedback to the Prime Minister and it has been incorporated. We're not looking at it politically, but we are facing a crisis-like situation here. So when the Health Minister says we have enough vaccines, then please, the proof would be in the, proof of the pudding would be in its eating. So then please provide us with those vaccines. Allow us to ramp up the entire exercise. Allow us to reach out to more people. Most of the working population is between the age of 25 to 45. Allow us to open it up for them so that we can reach to as much safer levels than we see right now. That is all we're saying.
Okay.
This is no one-upmanship. This is cooperative federalism at its best, and we expect cooperation from the center.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Chaturvedi, for joining us. In fact, let's now also play out this reaction from a KEM nurse who lost her husband to COVID. She shares her experience with NDTV.
In spite doing so much, although they are spitting in front of me, then I tell them, bolte, मालूम है तुम लोग क्या treatment देते. This is an attitude. We have, many of us are lost their life here. Many of them are gone from here, and since till they are telling क्या treatment देते, मालूम है COVID बोले तो क्या. This is an attitude. And whenever I see them, I tell them wear mask. If you don't have a mask, take from me and take. It is very bad to explain this. Very bad. Very bad to tell. बोलते कोविड नाम का कुछ चीज नहीं है, ये सब बनाई हुई बगावट है. तुम गवर्नमेंट का पॉलिसी है. This whole thing, what government has got so many of them. I lost my own husband. That because of government it is. I tell them this experience. We both got admitted here in KEM. He was in separate ward. I was in. He passed away. I didn't. Sir was there taking care of me. I didn't even get to see how painful it is. Then do still I am working for whom? There is no need for me to work. We giving awareness.
Let me now also bring in Purva Chitnis, because you have to look at the pictures from Maharashtra to realize what we are talking about. It's the worst hit state with 55,000 new COVID cases. It continues to top states in both daily cases as well as deaths. And these are images from Beed in Maharashtra, where you can see that 8 bodies were cremated together. This area has seen a sharp spike in cases. Purva, it's very clear for all those who are taking this situation lightly, have to watch these pictures, these images, these visuals to see how difficult the situation is. Can you explain in what circumstances this happened in Beed?
Well, absolutely very disturbing images coming from Beed area, and this particular, the image that we have seen right now. This is from Amba Zogai, which is a town in Beed. There we are seeing these kind of pictures, and in fact, it's very sad that all these patients were 60 plus who lost their lives. One of them was female. And it just tells a picture of Maharashtra, especially the interior rural Maharashtra, where the health infrastructure is completely getting overburdened. And be it Beed, Aurangabad, Nashik, or Nagpur, all these places are getting overburdened. There are many cases which are coming every day, and people not getting beds on time. That is also one of the main reasons why the health is deteriorating, and we are seeing the number of deaths which are going up. So that needs to be the focus right now, that how to vaccinate these people, whether they are getting vaccinated at the same pace as the Mumbai, Pune counterparts are or not. That also needs to be seen. But yes, definitely disturbing visuals coming in, and if this is not controlled right now, then unfortunately this kind of sighting will be an everyday sighting.
All right, Purva, but do stay on with us. In fact, as we told you, that these are pictures that we got you from Beed. Let's also tell you of images and the protests that are taking place. In fact, Traders Association has protested over lockdown in Mumbai's Malad. They say the lockdown is impacting their business and livelihood, but urging protesters to wear the mask and maintain social distancing while carrying out their protests. Purva, I want to come back to you now. This is the struggle almost always, no? Last year also we saw the same, the fight between life and livelihood. And the same thing seems to be playing out now. Purva, can you hear me?
Yes, Sanjay, I can now. Could you repeat your question?
Yeah,
please?
my question is that, we saw protests by traders in Malad in Mumbai, and we also saw, these horrific images from Beed in Maharashtra, and it's that constant struggle all over again of life versus livelihood, and life and livelihood.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, when the government announced the strict restrictions, they still do not want to call it a lockdown on weekdays, but they still prefer to call it strict restrictions. And in those guidelines, the SOPs, they said that the shops would remain closed on the weekdays or weekend, until April 30th. And right now also I am in the market area. You can see that the some of the shops are closed. In fact, following the guidelines. A lot of these associations are in fact protesting, saying that their livelihoods are getting impacted, already suffered economic losses through the last year, and now is when they started to open their business, and especially the small traders will face many economic losses going forward if this continues till April 30th. In fact, the association has also given a warning to the government that if no decision comes by Thursday or latest by Friday, they will not follow these guidelines and will keep their shops open. But yes, the question is, it's a catch-22 situation where it is health versus economy. Which one to give the priority right now? That is something which is a big question. And yes, it's kind of sort of a repeat of 2020, where how much of a preference we are going to give to health, how much of a preference we are going to give to economy, whether this is the only solution that was there or not. That also the experts need to come out with an answer. But definitely the traders are not happy with these restrictions and are protesting, not just in Mumbai but across Maharashtra as well.
मैं फेडरेशन ऑफ मुंबई रिटेल क्लोथ डीलर एसोसिएशन का सेक्रेटरी बोल रहा हूँ। मैं सख्त विरोध करता हूँ। हमारे फेडरेशन भी इस लॉकडाउन को सख्त विरोध करते हैं और ख़ास जानकारी हम लोग ये देना चाहते हैं कि सभी व्यापारियों को, सभी लोगों को ये खास विनती है कि लॉकडाउन का विरोध कर रहे हैं उसको सपोर्ट करें और डिस्टेंसिंग, सोशल डिस्टेंस रख के विरोध करें, मास्क पहन के विरोध करें।
ऐसे दुकान में हज़ारों दुकानें हैं, हज़ारों दुकानों में हज़ारों लोग काम कर रहे हैं। यानी आप पूरे मुंबई का अगर हिसाब लगाएंगे तो ये खाली हमारा ही नुकसान नहीं है, गवर्नमेंट का सबसे ज़्यादा नुकसान है। क्योंकि आज उनको भी फंड चाहिए। तो अब हमारी दुकान नहीं खुलेगी तो हम टैक्स कहाँ से भरेंगे? टैक्स नहीं भरेंगे तो तुम सरकार कहाँ से चलाओगे? और अगर आपको बंदी करना था, लॉकडाउन करना था, तो ये पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट क्यों बंद नहीं करते हो? हमारी दुकानों से ज़्यादा ट्रैफिक पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट में है।
आज हम सरकार का जो उन्होंने नियम निकाला था उसके खिलाफ में खड़े करके 2 दिन जो बंद उन्होंने बोला है, शनिवार रविवार, उसमें हम समर्थन देते हैं। बाकी के दिन में खुला रखने की हम चाहते हैं। स्टाफ वगैरह जो भी है करके उनके पगार वगैरह जो है वो देने करने थे। हर तरीके से परेशानी करके लोगों का ऑर्डर देना है, शादी ब्याह का काम है करके सब व्यापारी मर जाएंगे इसके अंदर। तो हम अपील करते हैं करके कि कम से कम 5 दिन जो हफ्ते में वो खोलने दिया जाए हमारे।
Now, one of the worst affected sections of society as lockdown-like restrictions come in could be migrant workers once again, as their livelihoods are dependent on businesses functioning and most establishments are remaining shut. Now, in the power looms of Bhiwandi, just on the outskirts of Mumbai, migrants are already planning to leave the city once again. Here's a report by my colleague Suhit Mishra.
About 6.5 lakh labourers work in the power looms in Bhiwandi adjoining Mumbai. A large number of workers fled during last year's lockdown in very difficult conditions. And many workers are considering remigrating after strict rules and weekend lockdowns came into force following rising cases in Maharashtra this year. Jeetlal Vishwakarma reached the village by truck with his family last year. He had to spend about rupees 12,000 for this. This time also he is preparing to go back to the village with his family after the rules have been tightened.
मेरा खुद का घर था वो भी बेच दिया लॉकडाउन के में, तो कर्जीदार बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया तो क्या कर बेच के मैं भाड़े पर रह रहा हूँ। जो लॉकडाउन हो गया तो क्या करेंगे, फिर भागना पड़ेगा। 3 दिन का लॉकडाउन हो गया, आदमी खाने पीना मरेगा तो क्या करेंगे, बच्चे लोग कहाँ पालेंगे।
Israr Ansari, who works in the mill, booked a ticket to Lucknow last week fearing a lockdown and is leaving for his village with 4 of his colleagues by train on Wednesday.
वही तो जो है सुनाई दे रहा है कि लॉकडाउन लगने वाला है, तो आदमी एक कमज़ोर आदमी जो है वो डर से या तो गांव जाएगा जब यहाँ कोई चारा है नहीं, जैसे जो रोजी रोटी है जो बंद हो जाएगा। जब पेट के यहाँ काम रहेगा तभी तो हमको रखेगा, और जब कमाएंगे नहीं तो कौन खिलाएगा यहाँ।
Millions of workers working in Bhiwandi stay away from their families and many live in Powerloom Mills itself. Most people eat in the BC, the local term for a small dhaba. They pay rupees 1800 for lunch and dinner throughout the month. But now the eatery will remain closed on the weekend, pushing them into distress.
हमारे खाने वाले 120 आदमी थे मौके पे, अभी इसी वक्त 60 आदमी बचे हैं।
अच्छा, 50% कम हो गए।
50, हाँ 50।
क्यों लोग कहा जा रहे हैं, क्या
क्योंकि लॉकडाउन की वजह से बोल रहे हैं बंद होने वाला है, हम लोग खाएंगे कहाँ, सब बंद हो जाएगा तो इन लोग कहाँ खाएंगे। कोई सरकार व्यवस्था करे नहीं इन लोग के बारे में, जो यहाँ का सरकार है खाने पीने वाले का।
Many Powerloom mills have also been closed due to migration of laborers.
फिलहाल तो 50% लोग तो चले गए। 50% लोग जाने के बाद अभी पोजीशन ऐसी है कि हम ये 10 तारीख की जो पगार कर रहे हैं इसमें कारीगर रुकने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। और फिर हमारे लोग की पोजीशन ऐसी है कि अभी लूम चालू भी नहीं हुआ और लॉकडाउन का फिर डिक्लेयर किया गवर्नमेंट ने, तो हम कारीगर को रोक भी नहीं सकते क्योंकि हमारी खुद की कैपेसिटी इतनी नहीं है कि हम उनको उनका खर्चा दे या उनको खाना परोसे, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते।
Slowly and steadily the Powerloom mills in Bhiwandi are getting shut like this one because the laborers have started to migrate once again. Although the government has been appealing to the workers and laborers to stay in the city, but the experience that people had when the lockdown was announced last year, they don't want to experience the same thing now, and that is the reason that the workers and the laborers have started to think that if things get worse, they will start migrating once again like they did last year. In Bhiwandi, with camera person Praveen Jirohit, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.